of sports, super numbers, and live games. Bet with the biggest with Angelino.
Well, it's time to bet with the biggest with Angelino Govender, our sports analyst and Supabets representative, just talking to us about some of the biggest wins on the Supabets website this past weekend in the world of sports. Sports betting, instant games, live games, and also super numbers. Please help me welcome back Angelino Govender. Angelino, big welcome back to Supa TV. How are you doing today?
Hey, how's it, Tibbs? I'm good, man. How you doing?
I am fantastic. So much to talk about today, and I want us to go straight into the biggest winners that we had this past weekend. And I would like us to please start with the sports. Ange, who were our top three winners? And let's start off with number three.
Yeah, sure. One moment. Let me just get my page here. Okay, Tibbs, in the sport, as always, football is our main thing there. Our third biggest winner, it was a multiple bet in the 1x2 market, a stake of 250 Rand, and this person picked up 12,836 Rand.
Guys, that's a whole salary right there, salary after tax. 12,836 Rand from a 250 Rand bet. The main markets that they placed a bet on was the main markets, the 1x away, 1x2 market, which is home, draw, or away. That was number three. Ange, who was our second biggest winner?
Our second biggest winner, again, football. It was in the multiple as well, but this was with the total goals market. A stake of 5 Rand only. Yeah. And this person picked up 17,946 Rand.
This was one of the biggest profits of them all, Ange. Like, congratulations. Multiple bet on total goals was the market, right? A 5 Rand bet, and the payout was 17,946. That was number two. Ange, who was our biggest winner this weekend in the world of sports betting?
And our biggest winner, again in the multiples, 1x2 market, a stake of 500 Rand this time, so quite a big stake. Yeah. But this person picked up 81,362 Rand.
I would like to think that they're placing their bets on the Euro 20 because that's what's currently underway right now. But a massive congratulations to our big winner there. 500 Rand bet, right? The market was home, draw, or away, and they won themselves 81,000 Rand. Wow. And these amounts sound very exciting and very, profitable, but they don't compare to the big winners that we had on Super Numbers. Can you please take us through our top three winners on Super Numbers, starting off with number three?
Sure, Tibbs. In number three, our popular UK 49s market. Yeah. This was an actual tea time draw and it was on the mobile phone platform. Wow. 3 balls and the bonus ball, a stake of 25 Rand, and this person picked up 138,995 Rand.
Guys, this was all done, Angelino, on their phone, like the phone that I'm holding on right now. They placed the bet using their phone, made a bet on the tea time UK 49 tea time draw. They got 3 balls and a bonus ball. Bet was 25 Rand, and they won themselves 138,000 Rand. Guys, the Super Numbers is where it's at. That's where the money is. All right, let's go to number two. Ange, who was the second biggest winner?
Our second biggest winner, again in the UK 49s, this was a lunchtime draw on the mobile platform as well. 4 numbers dropped, a stake of 30 Rand, and this person picked up 163,235.
Guys, just 4 numbers. That's all they got. Just 4 numbers is all it took for them to turn a 20 or 30 Rand into 163,000 Rand. But we were saving the best for last, Ange, who was ultimately our biggest winner this past weekend across all the platforms, because this one is specifically to Super Numbers, but they beat out they beat out live games, they beat out sports betting. Who was our biggest winner this past weekend?
And our biggest winner, UK 49ers market. It was the lunchtime draw again.
Yeah.
This was in one of our retail stores.
Oh,
5
nice.
numbers.
Yeah.
A stake of 10 rand only.
Yeah.
And this person picked up 500,010 rand.
500, $500,000, guys. And you know what? This was someone who went to one of our branches, like one of the physical branches that we always talk about on Supa TV. They went to a physical Supabets branch, made a UK 49 lunchtime bet. They got all 5 of those numbers correctly from a 10 rand bet, and they won themselves R500,000. Congratulations to our biggest winner this past weekend. And do you think the winner knows that they have won? Because sometimes I've read of stories where people won, but they don't know that they've won.
Well, I hope they do, Tim. I honestly really hope they do, because so many of us, we so easily can take a bet, take anything, a lotto and our ticket, we just leave it anywhere, because I mean, the last thing we're expecting is to actually pick up that massive amount. So I really hope this person has got their ticket, or they've got it kept somewhere safe, and they do happen to check it.
Yo, guys, I hope that it's you. If you are watching right now and you didn't know that it's you, go check your bet slip. Go check your bet slip. Make sure that your numbers correspond to the ones that were played this past weekend. If you got all 5 of them correctly on the UK 49 lunchtime draw, it could be you. But if you already claimed your money, a big congratulations to you, to our biggest winner. And that's it. Those were our biggest winners this past weekend in the world of sports betting and super numbers. And let's get into all things sports. And we start off with motorsport. Max Verstappen. I hear Max has been winning these days in F1. Where's Lewis Hamilton? What happened to him?
Tips. It was such an awesome race. Like we always had conversations about how lots of fans come out and complain about, the lack of competition with the domination of Lewis and Mercedes.
Yeah.
But this year with the Red Bull taking on the Honda engine, and they've just been phenomenal. It's been three wins in a row now for the Red Bull team, and it's the first time in the actual hybrid turbo era that this has happened. And it wasn't the best of weekends. The drivers were struggling a lot with the conditions, very windy, and especially with the track itself. Trying to keep their cars, not sliding out, and it was a good start for Max. He put in an absolute blinder of a lap for to secure his qualifying pole position, and he had a good start. But once heading down that straight, there was a lot of tailwind, and he lost his. He had to brake, and he lost his position to Lewis. However, the undercut proved to work for Red Bull this time around, as they managed to jump Hamilton on the first round of pit stops. And much to that there, it was a lot of hard work though, because Lewis is still so dominant, so quick in that Mercedes, and he pushed Max all the way, and it came to a point where you really had to have the whole team come together in terms of strategy, tactics, and with about 16-17 laps to go, Red Bull took the decision of bringing Max in for the second pit stop. And that was always going to be a gamble, because it was going to be come in, get the fresh set of tires on, and then get back out there and hunt that Mercedes down. and it was always going to be a gamble, but it was going to be calculated gamble on what the data that was being fed into the Red Bull team, and especially with the tire degradation that has been happening with these Pirelli tires, as we saw in the last race with the likes of Max, leading the race and having his blowout. Anything could have happened right here. However, Red Bull stuck to their guns, stuck to their cards, and stuck to their genius technicians. And they asked Max to come in and put in that fresh set of tires. And it just happened to work because Max, it was all down to him and his driving ability. He chased down Hamilton in that Mercedes. He made up the gap. And on the second last lap, he managed to pass the Englishman and get that third win there for Red Bull. It was absolutely amazing. This was what you call an absolute team victory as well. You got to credit Verstappen. I mean, he's the guy. In that driving seat there, and he has to go through that 2 hours of all that strain and pressure. But it was also that calculated risk, the quick pit stops. I mean, those guys that do these pit stops, they are absolutely amazing. I mean, 2.2 seconds. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. It's crazy, and it has paid off. And and we are seeing a big shift here. It's a lot of cracks are starting to show in the likes of Mercedes and their team. I mean, we heard how upset Valtteri Bottas was over the team radio with his, some of his expletives there towards the team. As he called for a second stop, but they didn't hear him out, and unfortunately it was Max and Red Bull that got the 1 and 3rd position, with Perez doing so well. And this is what the Drivers' Championship needed right now. Max is 12 points ahead of Lewis, and this is what the fans want to see. They want to see a proper, pound and pound fight between Max and Lewis. And it's going to be interesting in the next 2 Grand Prix because we're going to be going to the home of Red Bull.
I want to ask it's weird, Ange, to see Lewis Hamilton not being a favorite. Not to say that he's not a favorite anymore, but I mean, we are so used to Lewis Hamilton. Literally every single race, you can almost guarantee that Hamilton is going to win. But of late, it hasn't been that way. But a big congratulations to Max Verstappen. Hopefully, we'll get to see the next Grand Prix at the home of Red Bull. And we're hoping that Lewis will come to the party there for Mercedes. So, Ange, I want us to talk very quickly about soccer, Manchester United. I hear that your team wants to make Paul Pogba a multi-millionaire. What's happening there?
Well, if Pogba isn't a multi-millionaire as it is, then probably going to become even a multi-millionaire, as you said. Well, there's been so much of talk about Pogba and his future, whether he's going to return to Juventus in the summer, because there's a possibility that United could lose him as a free agent next year. And that ultimately is a bad business if you look at it, because with a player Paul Pogba, he has a commanding price tag on his head. So if the player wants to move, then you gotta make the most out of that transfer. I mean, football as we know it is now a business, and you wanna gain the most out of it. You're gonna lose a player of quality which you don't want, but if it's gonna head that way, then you might as well make the most out of it. Unfortunately, it seems like Pogba has buckled down, and with the way United have performed, he seems like he wants to still be at the club, and the club have now it looks like what the recent reports are, that they are going to offer him an absolutely succulent deal, which it looks, and well, of course, lots of us United fans are hoping that he accepts, and it does look like it's going to be something worth over 104 million pounds.
Yo, guys, 104 million pounds is how much in South African rands, Ange? Is it it's a lot.
Too much.
It's too much.
It's you and I to work out right now, even with a calculator.
Yo, guys, well, we'll wait and see if Paul Pogba does accept that 104 million pound deal that Manchester United is offering him on the table right now. Let's move very quickly then to another topic. Christian Eriksen, he had a massive situation the last time we spoke where he collapsed on the field, and it was horrible to watch. But can you give us an update on his situation right now? Did he go to surgery, and was it successful or not?
Yeah, sure, James. Yeah, of course, it was some really horrific scenes what the world witnessed. But it is what it is, and it happened, and it showed that even a person of Eriksen, who is a professional athlete, you expect him to be at as fit as a fiddle. Yeah. But we saw what happened, and he did undergo surgery. He was fitted with an ICD, that's an implantable cardiac defibrillator. So basically what that does, it monitors the normal rhythm of your heart.
Okay.
And it sends a pulse through if it picks up any abnormality in the rhythm, in the cardiac rhythm. Yeah. So that's what has been installed in him. Currently, he is doing well. He is fine. He is in good spirits. Whether he returns to football or not remains a question out there, and that I'm sure we hear in the weeks to come. It's a decision that can't just be made overnight. It's going to take a lot of talks between, of course, Christian himself, the team doctors, family. And so we're going to hear more of that. But right now, I can tell you that one of his former colleagues, Daley Blind, who plays at Milan, he also had a situation of this year, and he still currently plays with an ICD in him. So this doesn't deny you the opportunity to go back into football.
Yeah.
But of course, it's a personal and a medical decision as well, which has to be taken into consideration. So that is what we will hear in the coming weeks. But there were some absolutely beautiful scenes in the Belgium game. I mean, forget the loss, but in the 10th minute, when Belgium kicked the ball out and the crowd, the stadium was packed, and just for them to clap and chant out the Christian name, it was amazing. It shows the amount of love and respect they've got for Christian, now happy and pleased that the football fraternity of the world are able to still see Christian be still alive and hoping that he will kick a ball again.
Well, great sportsmanship that was shown there by everyone, from the fans to the players to even the officials on the day. It was absolutely beautiful to witness. And glad to hear that Eriksen is doing well. His surgery was successful. Hopefully we'll see him on the field very soon. And let's talk about the Euro 20. That's the topic of everyone's conversations nowadays. And we start off with the big game, Germany and Portugal. It was a massive game. It was a 6-goal game, and 4 of those goals heading at the direction of Germany and 2 going to Portugal. We knew it was going to be a tight contest from the start. It's Cristiano Ronaldo going up, but 6 goals in that game, Ange, that was quite a spectacle to witness.
Yeah, CR7, he stole the headlines with the old Coke bottle incident, and I'm sure everyone has. Unfortunately, he did get a goal. He finally got to get one past Manuel Neuer, who is an absolute monster of a keeper.
Yeah.
But look, after Germany lost the opening game to the Frenchmen, they had to bounce back. You gonna expect a big comeback from them, a big performance. And Joachim Low's boys, they came out absolutely gunslinging. Their passing, it was all to perfection. It was too fast.
Yeah.
It was just too much for the Portuguese to handle.
Yeah.
And that constant pressure, banging on the door, and Portugal they just sat too deep, and they allowed those attacks. And considering the first two goals were actual own goals, it shows the amount of pressure that is being put on the Portugal defense. And look, let's not deny that Portugal, they've got a solid defense. I mean, with the likes of Pepe and Ruben Diaz, who he was the FWA player of the season.
Yeah.
So he's the reason why City have won the Premier League title. So the defense is solid, but when you've got all of that attacking quality of Germany all playing at 100%, it's so hard to shut them out. And Portugal just caved in that first half. It was, like I say, they just went gung-ho, the Germans. And look, the sleeping giant, they're awake right now, and they are looking as the hot favorites for the tournament.
There's so much to talk about in the world of Euro 20. I mean, there are other results that I would love for us to be chatting about, but we're unfortunately out of time. Hungary and France, it was a result that no one expected. Belgium are currently looking in tremendously good form. But Ange, I want us to talk very quickly about what's happening in the world of cricket. We're currently having the first ever World Cup Test cricket match that's underway right now, and the finalists are India and New Zealand. But the way things are playing out right now with the rain, it looks like this official first World Cup in Test cricket is going to end up in a draw.
Yeah, that's just a pity, Tibbs. The way the weather is in England, it's always dismal, and unfortunately with cricket, that's the one thing. That's the one weather factor you don't want to associate with. And it looks like it could head for a draw. But like we were just chatting earlier on about the extra day for the result, maybe that could come into play. Look, it's day 4, and we've got one more day of play to come tomorrow. And there's still so much of cricket to go through, and maybe I'm certain the extra day is going to come into play. But whether we're going to get a result or not, that's just going to it's just so dubious at this point. Hopefully we do get a result. We want someone to hold that trophy up instead of two captains there. But it seems like the weather is going to be the winner this time, and India and New Zealand are going to just share the spoils there. However, let's just wait and see, and let's hope that we can get some cricket.
Well, we're hoping to see some results and some gameplay, hopefully, in that World Cup. It's the first World Cup in Test cricket, guys, so it's quite a big deal. We definitely want a result from that. Ange, very quickly then, I would love your predictions. Currently, the Proteas are playing against West Indies after that first demolishment by South Africa of the West Indies in the first test. Currently, the second test looks like it could go West Indies' way, but with South Africa's bowling attack, that might just be speculation.
Well, not. If there's something that we can trust is our bowlers, and they've been so brutal, and all we can hope for is for them to give it one final crack. I mean, we can't lose the series, we won the first one. We can only draw it, but obviously we would love to, get a whitewash, 2-0. And let's hope our boys can do it. And at the moment, I'm just glancing at it. The Windies are 84 for 2. Pressure's going to settle in. Another quick wicket. The pressure's going to settle in.
Yeah.
And they require 240 runs, furthermore runs. They've got time.
Yeah.
So, the pendulum swung towards them, but another wicket or two. And then, the corridor of uncertainty is going to open, and then the West Indies are going to step into it.
Oh, guys, we can't wait. I can't wait to see the results in that one. Hoping that the Proteas obviously win. And very quickly, we are out of time, but very briefly, what can we look forward to in the world of promotions this week?
Well, Chelsea, we still got our ongoing rugby early betting as the Curry Cup is on the way as well.
Yeah.
We've got our Euro knockout stage giveaway, which should start within the few days to come.
Yeah.
Our bet games promo is still running until sometime in July. So we just our customers just need to place their bets on these live bet games, and we've got our daily prizes and our weekly draws as well in that. On the sport front though, we've got plenty of Euro action.
Yeah.
Remember, our Super Brew is still going as well. We've got a lot of yellow caps that we are awarding, shared prizes, and we're still awarding that. But there is a lot of action, football, especially with the Euros, as I said. And guys, just get all of your bets in. Our T20 series will start on Saturday, so we've got our other promo to kick off as well this week. So just keep posted on to Supa TV, and also remember, just get your bets in nice and early. Where else? But yeah, Supabets.
Angelino, as always, thank you so much for your time. Guys, that was Angelino Govender, our sports analyst and Supabets representative. Unfortunately, I'm out of time. But coming up next is a website tour to show you how to start betting with the biggest and look at those promotions. And who knows, you might make some extra cash this week. Don't go anywhere.
You also have the chance to win big. World of sports, super numbers, and live games. Bet with the biggest with Angelino.
You are watching Supa TV, OpenView channel 150.